This podcast is brought to you by Dining Out Jersey.
What up, ladies and germs? I'm here in Red Bank, New Jersey. We're going to meet Tara Amelchenko, owner of the Amelchenko Gallery, at this new restaurant called Triumph. It's a brewery, and she's going to tell us a lot about some of her artwork that she has, some art shows that are going to be coming up, and should be pretty fun. Let's check it out.
I am an artist, but I am the owner and founder of Amelchenko Gallery. We go through high school and then, decide on a college and pick a major and all that stuff. But for me, I was third generation to go to Pratt Institute, and two of my aunts went there, and my parents met there. My grandfather attended, and
Your father was an architect, you said.
He is an architect, yeah. He's a working architect down in Delray Beach in Florida. And many of my family members are architects, but we're all art-centric. We're either designers, artists, or architects. So it was kind of just like natural for them to support me. Like, go be a starving artist. You want to focus on and concentrate on painting as a major? Yes, of course, just be true to yourself. And that, I didn't realize how advantaged I was with that kind of support. But, my parents met at Pratt, and then my mom had a gallery while we were growing up. So, we were raised in that atmosphere and that environment. So it was kind of just natural for me to have a gallery, walk people through, and, maybe discuss the work or let them, experience it on their own, and it was a sacred space. And after going through art school, it was just like, I was an exhibiting artist in New York too, but I fell into the sector of the gallery world, meeting a Swedish art dealer, and then, I was in Chelsea for these years of training that were quite an education, and it was a very different world from the gallery I was familiar with and my family, but it was a lot about process and integrity of your work, and like being authentic and talking to the artists, and especially the emerging artists. And I love that. I love that aspect of service. It makes me feel like I'm part of the ecosystem, and as artists, we like to converse. The Cedar Bar, where all the New York school, de Kooning and Giacometti and Francis Bacon, they would all discuss, and Helen Frankenthaler. We need that as artists, to gather, see in person, and discuss art. And so fast forward through the pandemic was when I had the great idea of opening a gallery, because everyone was so cooped up and we were just excited to go to the movies, or a restaurant. And I was like, well, I might as well, create a gallery where people can actually gather and culturally enrich themselves and just have an amazing space and see beautiful work that I have the privilege of seeing all the time. That's what I felt like there was a need for, that to bring New York and what I have with my relationships or internationally to where I am.
Yeah. Well, what made you decide to come back to Jersey? Like, to say, ditch the New York scene and come back home. Yeah. Because you said you studied in Italy too, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of restoration work in Italy, and the last I was away from New Jersey was when I was running 3 locations for a gallery in LA.
Whoa.
And it was a lot. And we were
where you met all the celebrities.
No, it's living in New York. Or it's living in LA and New York.
It's kind of both. Like, you got a lot of rock stars and celebs walking around. All artists in their own right.
Well, about that, I've always been fortunate to know a lot of amazing artists in the entertainment industry and music industry. And there's so much translation into like a Renaissance approach to art, like an all-encompassing interdisciplinary way of looking at life, right? So you have these creatives that are in a band and they've been painting their whole lives, or directing, and they're, playing conga drums, when they ever have like a meditative moment, and like
blow up steam.
These outlets. Yeah. And so it used to be, an opinion that pick a lane and do that and do it great, and put all that in there. But it's not that way for artists, for a lot of artists, maybe for some, but a lot of us need different avenues of creativity to keep the gears going, because we're painting before we're even picking up a brush, right?
Yeah.
It's the contemplation and the conceptualism before you execute. I remember traveling all through Italy and not painting when I had a studio in Lucca, but when I got home, cranking out these large-scale paintings of everything that was like brewing in me, and that's part of the painting process.
Just soaking everything up.
Yeah, totally. And as long as you have that creative outlet, it doesn't matter. But some people think, oh, this person's doing this and now they're painting, or this person's doing this and now they want to be an actress or whatever. And it's really a shift of perspective that it's like you get extra out of these people. And I love that a lot of my artists are interdisciplinary artists and extraordinarily skilled at all avenues, and it's like that gift is, it translates our artistic perception and approach to life is all the time. Some people want to paint in complete silence, and some people need a certain music, or it's all our senses, it's all our it's every way we can release our creativity.
Yeah. And then so fast forward from you're soaking up all this knowledge that you have in Italy, and then
oh, so how did I end up here?
Yeah,
right?
Like after the pandemic happens, you want to open up a gallery, and then you choose, this is my home. Like, how did that happen?
Well, I like the term wash back up on the Jersey Shore.
Watch back.
And it was after LA that we had Hurricane Irene, and I came home to help renovate the house and do all that. We lived in Bay Head and had a crazy unorthodox house. The first room you walked in was a painting studio, and it was an old theater that was turned into a house, and that was our family house. But it was damaged in Irene, renovated the very next year. Sandy, goodbye. So it kept me here to as far as my family and everything. And I always thought, like, I'm just gonna kind of do a minute and gather myself and then get back to New York.
Yeah.
But there's so much here. And then I got into a project of being a partner, building another gallery in this area. And I was building a 10,000 square foot gallery, and it was, all of my artists could be showcased. And that kind of space and opportunity was not in New York for me at the time. And so everything kind of happened for a reason. But the pandemic, later on, I was selling secondary market works, focusing on Monets and Picassos and Warhols and all these post-war contemporary artists as well. Like, private sales and doing well. And I just thought, why are we not having a gallery as an office? And you'll see what comes out of it, because who knows? It's been a litmus test of who's going to respond. I know I've had loyal and wonderful clients in New Jersey for years and years, but also in Manhattan and like all over, so it was more of a why not?
Yeah.
It's, rebuild the shore. And it was kind of like that whole vibe of, I'm a Jersey girl and I want to bring all those assets to New Jersey. I love Jersey.
Well, with Ginette, how did you end up finding her? Or did she find you?
I was suggested that I meet her because a relative of hers was my associate, that we were doing private sales together. And he's just suggested that I meet her and see her work. And she, at the time, I saw her work on a screen, and you can't see the depth and the magnitude of her work from a screen or a printout or anything. It really needs to be seen in the flesh. So I was interested. It didn't really grab me until I walked into her studio and saw the work in person. And then I was like, we're having a show. You are ready. And she wasn't even interested when we first met, like a year prior. She's like, I don't care if I ever sell anything. This is just for me. None of her family had ever seen her work. This was her private pathos of creating this body of work that she didn't really plan ahead of time. It just was a self-soothing kind of process.
Good that happened. That was something like
it naturally happened in her, and it was definitely needing to be seen. And I was thrilled to be able to shine a light on her, because it's so sincere, and she's just so dedicated. The paintings take like 2 to 3 months to complete. And it's like a puzzle for her, but it gives her that satisfaction of completion and commitment. I think that she doesn't feel limited because she's not an out-of-the-tube kind of artist. Like, she authors her own mixes, like her blacks and her greens, and it's all got her hand in the mix, And she is a colorist, so it's not just the pointillism and all that. It's actually the color play. She takes liberties, and it optically works.
And she adds like little bits of color where you don't even see that in the real image.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like Audrey Hepburn, for example, looks black and white from Breakfast at Tiffany's, but then there's flecks of different modulated color dots throughout where you don't see it until you're in front of it, that, oh, Tiffany blue is throughout. And lavenders and soft subtleties that play with your vision of the whole picture plane.
Well, I think that we should definitely go over to the gallery and take a look at some of this artwork that we've been talking about. Everyone knows exactly, like, I know that scene, I know that shot, they're all iconic moments. It's like people come, it's like a fun thing, like, I gotta name this one, I gotta name that one.
Yeah, and it's nostalgic.
Yeah. So Ginette.
Welcome. Yes, Ginette Laboz debut exhibition with us.
Some pretty intensive work. Let me know how she made some of this stuff, and how she came up with this idea.
Well, I do know that it was created or kind of developed through the pandemic and baking as an outlet, and was having a lot of just self-soothing and intrigue of the tactile aspect of the cake decorating, the confectionery tools, and the colors. And it just kind of had its own avenue into being paintings. But she had this vision with the practice of baking. her pointillism and kind of astute way she sees pictures and moments was really cool to have this inventive aspect with color and the dots throughout with the pointillism, and then the surface quality that's just candy finish. You know, there's something to see up close and then from a further vantage point.
Yeah, you say candy, when I came to the opening ceremony of the gallery, everyone
when we squint our eyes, the picture goes into focus, you know, and the feeling. And it's such a labor-intensive process. When you look at it as a painting, the inventiveness of the color and her color play of like the black suit that John Travolta's wearing in Pulp Fiction image. There's so many liberties that she took and risks she took with her palette, and they surprisingly work as an optical vibration, really.
Like the red is not really like in the film, but when you see it here in the painting, it just works.
Exactly.
Like that little dot of pink right here, like that's just complete control from the artist.
Yeah.
Making Billy Crystal's sweater look all fuzzy too.
Yeah, it's interesting. People that come to the gallery, what their feedback is, they think that it's brocade or woven fabrics, and not until they get up close they see that it's applied, you know, as acrylic on a grid system that she developed. But these colors, like you said, you know, the red throughout his beard, these are all not really in the picture, but works as a modulation of the colors for the composition that makes that life. And like the soda, the neon, you know, and the pink in the kitchen, all these things are her, you know, her own voice in the work. A lot of people gravitate to that and it's such a happy, feel-good image and film, and it's part of me growing up, and it kind of set the tone as the first piece in the show, you know, that it's just a feel-good space. And, you know, this was a celebration of her, and that is definitely her favorite.
Yeah. And like you were saying, this one, it's kind of like you look at it, they're your friends, they're your pals, and then you look at this one, that's like, I'm intimidated, you know. I'm in front of someone powerful right now if I have this in my house.
Yeah, Sharon Stone definitely is a heavy hitter, and I see this piece in a happy home, like, you know, an office or, you know, even home office. It's just empowering and it's great, but it's got like a humor to it because she's having fun with these images.
So yeah, just let me know what do you think is coming.
And then Happy Gilmore.
Oh yeah.
Happy Gilmore, she's working on in the studio, and a couple other are in the mix too. So.
And those are going to be upcoming at the next show. Yeah. And this show is going to be running until March.
Till March 5th, but by March 5th, it's going to have a couple different works that we're going to switch out from the sold works, which is not standard, but we're limited on space. And I want people to see the Marilyn in person and a couple other of the new works. So we're going to be implementing the freshies when they're ready.
And when this one closes, you said you're going to have the mayor's going to come here, cut the ribbon.
We're having a closing reception on the 5th, and hopefully we can have the ribbon cutting that same day, and just an excuse for everybody to come out and celebrate. And, you know, in a week it'll be down, so come out and see it. It's gonna be gone soon.
Make sure to visit the Amelchenko Gallery in Red Bank on March 5th to see the closing ceremony. There's going to be a whole lot of new artworks coming up, and it should be pretty exciting. Also, if you want to pregame, make sure to go to Triumph Brewery and Restaurant right across the street. Stay tuned for more Sideshow with Dylan Joe.